Hello out there, my name is Milesy and welcome to my channel. Today I've got this patch that I'm working on for someone, and a couple days ago, last week, I don't know when these things go out, I talked about the Étoile Floss and we unboxed that and took a look at it, but now let's actually use it. And this patch seemed like a good candidate for a free upgrade, aka let me test something on your thing. So I'm going to use some of that floss, and the chart as it is right now calls for 3854, which Étoile doesn't actually have, but it does have some 972, which is awfully close, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Alright, so I have cut a typical length that I like to work with, just because that makes it a little bit easier for me, and the strands do pull apart a lot easier than I thought they would, so that's nice. I like to work with really long strands. So here we go, let's get the edge. And I am working 2/1 on 28 count, so I don't know exactly how well all of this sparkle will turn out. I suppose, if anything, that makes this a good test for that. So let's go ahead, we'll thread our needle. Whoop. Kind of, ooh, it's hard to thread, there it goes. And it slides on the needle nicely, I kind of like that. There's a little bit of tooth to it, so I don't feel like it's going to be like the satin floss where it's impossible to keep your needle on the thread. And where are we? We are right here. 5 stitches down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that appears to be correct. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get going and try not to punch my microphone. I know you guys love it when I do that. It's like the best sound in the world. And oof. Okay, so already it doesn't seem very friendly toward a loop start. That's new. Okay. Okay, wow, this is already weird. Put you on here. And, well then. Let's see if we can make this cooperate. That's a new one to me. Get the whole thing. No, 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 no. Well, that's about as good as that's going to get. Okay. How odd. I already feel like the back of this is going to be very, very awkward. But let's see if it cooperates a little bit better now that we're away from the loop. And I'm not pulling this tight. I'm just kind of letting it guide itself through. I can already see a little bit of the sparkle though. There we go. But I figure if I'm going to test it, let's do it on something that's kind of universally awful to work on, which is 2/1 on 28 count. Now this is Laguna. I can never remember how to pronounce that. So I'm not dealing with a super coarse linen, which is very nice. I'm actually doing a project with satin on linen right now, and it's not easy. Okay, so far I'm not seeing a whole lot of the sparkle. Again, the 2/1 on 28 count, part of the reason I wanted to do that is because it is kind of a really intense benchmark for it though. But I do feel like the sparkle is so subtle that it does kind of get lost in all of this fluff at this scale. There we go. So I'm trying to convince the floss to sit down in a way that will let that sparkle be on top. And it keeps catching on itself, which is super awkward. There's that. And I don't know how well the camera's picking it up. Not at all. You're probably seeing it better on the floss itself than on the stitching. I can see a little bit of the sparkle here. Part of the reason is that the floss on the needle is moving, whereas the stitching is not, so there's not a lot for the light to bounce off of. And I do have 2 light sources on, which I don't remember if I had when I was filming the last video. I might have. I don't know. Ooh. Oof. So it does need to be babysat. I will say that right now. You really need to hold its hand and tell it what to do. It is not the easiest to work with, especially at this level. Unlike a really soft 14 count, this might look really good. I really don't think this floss should ever in its life touch a starched fabric, though. That would just be a disaster. Come on, twist a little bit. Twist more, please. There we go. You can kind of see some there. There we go. I want to get like a little bit of sparkle in there, and I can kind of see some. So it is doing what I want it to. I know it's not coming across for you guys at all. So there's 1, 2. There we go. It's a lot of babysitting, a lot of telling it what it needs to do so far. Keeping the tail short does seem to have fixed the issue where it wants to tangle up on itself. I say as it tangles up on itself. Now we drop down here. And I feel like the bigger area of color you lay down, the more likely you will be to see the sparkle. Because more stitches means more chance for it to be twisted in the exact right way. And I think I've mentioned this before. If you're getting commissions from me right now, it's a good time. Because I am adding a lot of free upgrades like this, so I can just test things out and get examples. Pretty much. Okay, so keep the stitches nice and loose. I'm not pulling them tight. Can you guys see that if I twist this a bit, does that show up at all? Not at all. I just pushed the microphone again. I might take a picture, or I might take a little video with my phone and tack it on so you guys can see it. Because it is much more sparkly in my eyes than it is in yours. It is, however, exactly what I thought it was going to be, in that I'm getting the effect of blending cotton and metallic. It's a little bit more subtle than that effect usually is, but I'm still getting that effect without the agony of actually blending cotton and metallic, and the color matching winds up being about what you expect from doing that. So I am more or less getting the same outcome for less work. About the same amount of money, though, I think. I think it might be a little bit more expensive, even. I'm not entirely sure, because I can't remember. I literally just bought so much floss, and I can't remember a single thing that I paid. Does that help? Nope. It just screws up my white balance. Okay. I just want you guys to see this because it's pretty. 2 and 3, and since while we're at it, I'll just go ahead and do the other side as well. But I'm loving the sparkle. It's not as difficult to work with as I expected it to be, even at this scale. I mean, it does like to tangle on itself because it is a bit like roving in that it's very fluffy and loose, and the fibers kind of go in every direction, which makes them very easy to grip onto by the adjacent fibers. So when it's rubbing against itself, that's when it'll grip onto itself, basically. That was so awkward. I probably could have worded that better. I think you can start to see a little bit of the sparkle over here. Yeah, you can kind of see that. It's so sparkly in my eyes, though. So, there's that one. And then 3 more. So far, I'm liking it. It's a lot easier to work with than I thought it would be. It looks super nice. I wish there were more colors. They've got 35 colors right now. I'd love to see them expand this line. That's the dream. Okay, there we go. Let's, I want a little bit more. I made there be less. There we go. And I'm just going to end my thread down here. So there we go. Just a little quick look at the Étoile Floss that I got last week. Snip. So far, I'm really liking it. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but the sparkle, very good. A little bit more subtle than what you get on the skein itself, and it takes a little bit of time to learn how to coerce it into getting there, but I think this would be a very good addition to your collection if you want to do sparkle and Krynix a bit out of your league and you just hate DMC like a normal human, because I think we all agree DMC's metallic floss is the worst. But yeah, I'm really hoping they expand this line. It definitely needs more than 35 colors. In fact, pipe dream, never going to happen. If they did the entire 505 in this, that would be amazing. That's never going to happen though, so let's not even pretend. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'd like to hear your comments on this down below. If you have used it, let me know. And if you found this video helpful, please give that a like and a share, because that really helps me out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time.